You've probably watched Hollywood films like Fight Club, American Psycho, Casino Royale, etc., and thought, how did those guys get in that shape? To most, it seems unachievable. You tell yourself they've got personal trainers, chefs, everything at their disposal to achieve that look. But I'm here to tell you that you can too, and it's not as difficult as you might think it to be. I've been there, training 6-7 days a week and never getting those results. I started obsessing and comparing myself, which drained my morale. I thought pushing harder was the secret, but quickly realized that it led to high inflammation, poor recovery, and didn't yield the results as I had expected. So I changed my strategy and came to learn that effort isn't the answer. Rhythm is. The body isn't built in a week. It takes time through habits that feel natural, through discipline that feels effortless, and through consistency that doesn't drain you, but instead gives you energy. Systems in place that stop you fighting yourself. Systems that feel automatic like breathing. And that's what I call autopilot. In this video, I'll teach you exactly how I built a Greek body, not through obsession, but through alignment. Let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. And let's just get into it. I'm not here to waste your time. I know you got better things to do, so I'm going to try to keep this as brief and simple as possible. So, number 1, training. When it comes to your training, I found out that having a push, pull, leg, and then either an upper body or a full body split works the best. You only need 3 sessions a week, but if you can get the 4th one in, then even better. With your training sessions, there's a principle you need to be following, and that is progressive overload. What is progressive overload? When you either increase the number of reps in a set or the weight in that set. Every single week, you should be aiming at increasing one of the two. If you're benching 80 kilos, you try to add 2.5 kilos or 5 kilos max next week. It's very important to do this incrementally so that you do not sacrifice form for ego lifting. Train with intention. When you're in the gym, don't scroll. Stop wasting time on your phone. You should only be timing your rests. So when you pick up the phone, just check your stopwatch and time your rest. That's all you should be doing. You're in and out. 1 to 2 minutes of rest between sets works best. You see how you feel. When you're starting out a program, you should stick with it for 6 to 8 weeks. Don't be changing and doing random workouts. Also, it will allow you to easily track your progress. The same thing with progressive overload, it applies to your workouts. Then after 6 to 8 weeks, you can start varying things up. When you're building that Greek body, it's associated with wider shoulders, good thick back and big chest, and a good lower body. My top exercises that should be included in no matter what workout program you're doing for your pressing movements, for your chest, is the incline press and the dip. For incline presses, I found that I have way better contraction and engagement with dumbbells than the barbell. This is simply because I can go deeper, I can feel a deeper stretch. It's a little bit easier on the joints because you can move freely. But with the dumbbell, you can really dig deep down and really feel that stretch before you push up. The dip, classic. They are overall an amazing exercise. Work your shoulders and your chest. After you get to doing 10 to 15 body weight, you can start doing weighted dips. For your back, the main ones would be the pull-up and the barbell row. No matter what your strength level is, the pull-up will always be a difficult exercise. When you get to doing 10 to 15 reps by body weight, start adding weight to it. Barbell row, just rack the weight on there, keep your form right, bend over back, and really pull it. Shoulders, you need to build those 3D delts. The best exercises here is an overhead press. Again, you can do this with dumbbells or with the barbell. For the laterals, for your side delts, you do lateral raises. These are very important. For your rear delts, the barbell row and the pull-up are already doing a lot, but you can add a little bit of isolation work where you're doing rear delt flies or those cable pulls. And then for your legs, it's the squat, the Bulgarian split squat, and the hip thrust. These are compound movements that you can really rack the weight on, works your entire lower body, and it will build on mass. These, like I said, are your core movements that should be included in all of your workouts. And then of course, you have some extra movements that you can add into your workouts, such as isolation exercises. You can add some chest flies in there. But the main ones where you're gonna see the main growth are from these compound movements. So for each workout, I would stick to doing 4 to 5 different exercises, track each one of them, every single week the weight or the amount of reps you're doing per set and keep increasing it over time. All right, so for cardio, is it absolutely necessary? No, but it does go a long way and it does help you shed fat. Now, the cardio you should be doing is zone 2 low impact cardio, which means keeping your heart rate at 130 to 140 beats per minute. If you're running every single day, you're putting a high stress on your body and it's a lot more difficult to recover from. The best thing you can do is incline walking. 6 kilometers per hour at an incline of 12, 13 max, and you can safely do that for 45 minutes to an hour using fat as an energy source. Very easy to recover from. Do this at the end of your workout after weights training, because usually when you're doing cardio, it puts you in a catabolic state. So it's best to do it after. That pretty much wraps up the training section. You're looking at doing those compound movements, focusing on progressive overload, and adding zone 2 low impact cardio. It's as simple as that. All right, so let's talk about nutrition. I found out that getting lean on autopilot works best when you're doing intermittent fasting. So what is intermittent fasting? It's an eating window. The one you want to be aiming to get to is around 16 hours fasting and an 8-hour eating window. In the beginning, that might be very difficult because if you've never done it before, your body's not used to it, you'll feel very hungry, and so your body needs to acclimate over time. So I would suggest starting with 12 hours and 12 hours, then move to 14 and 10 until you get to 16, 8. So a good timing would be something like eat from 1 p.m. till 9 p.m. Anything outside of that is pretty much either water, tea, or black coffee. Intermittent fasting is a sort of a cheat code, but still, during that window, you need to be eating consistently and clean. And that means high quality lean proteins like turkey, meat, eggs, cottage cheese, Parmigiano cheese, these types of things, Greek yogurt. They're all great. It's also very important to have a variety of veggies on your plate. A colorful plate is a happy plate. When it comes to carbs, a lot of people see them as and they're really not. You need carbs, but you need to structure them carefully throughout your day. During the daytime is when you should have the most of your carbs. Stick away from them in the evening because your body is starting to, go into rest mode. It doesn't need carbs. Carbs are great for pre-workout and after workout, or for lunchtime. For pre-workout, you should be having quick digestible carbs such as dates, honey, banana, very light. You need to stop relying on those pre-workout supplements that are just full of caffeine and chemicals and processed junk. It will wreck your sleep. If there's anything I want you to take away from this chapter is to rewire your mindset towards food. You should be seeing food as a fuel and not an indulgence. So you would not put poor quality fuel in a supercar. And your body is a supercar. To build muscle, to recover quicker, to shed fat, you need to be putting high quality fuel in there. You don't need to be counting your macros or calories. I have not counted anything. I have never counted calories. I've never weighed any of my food. I've only input high quality real food sources. I don't take any protein powder. I don't take any of these mass gainers or stuff like that. That is all full of crap. You need to be sticking to real whole food sources because everything comes from the gut. If your gut is inflamed, then that will impede your progress. Lean proteins and whole foods they have low to no inflammation, whereas all this other processed stuff has high inflammation. All I'm saying is be very mindful and make better choices when it comes to food. Also, if you're wondering about alcohol, I would recommend fully cutting it out. It's shown that it drastically decreases your testosterone, it slows down your recovery, and there's just nothing good about it. But if you still want to continue drinking, you can, but be very mindful. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 and save it for that special occasion. You need to drink water. Your body's made up of 70% of water. 2 liters every day minimum, and if you're in a warmer climate, then 3 liters per day. For me personally, I like to have 2 bigger meals a day and then like 2 smaller snacks. The first meal I always have is eggs, cottage cheese, maybe some avocado, maybe some other type of protein like smoked salmon, keeping it light but full of protein. I'll have some snacks, maybe some fruit. I will have a Greek yogurt bowl topped off with red berries, honey, 100% chocolate. This you can add whatever you want in there. For dinners, always lean proteins, meat, fish, etc. You can vary it. People have this connotation that this is a diet. but it's not. You can make whole foods that are very tasty. It just depends on all the ingredients you use and how you cook. If you put a little bit more effort into your cooking, you're gonna get some very tasty, high quality meals that are not boring. That's why people fall off this wagon. It's because they see all this food as bland and boring, like broccoli and chicken. Like, you don't need to be eating that. You can definitely spice things up, make it flavorful. When you start enjoying this, it becomes an automatic process. You look forward to cooking, and you can keep on consuming the right type of stuff that you need to be consuming instead of relying on fast food because you're lazy or some frozen stuff. Rest and recovery are key. Recovery is the multiplier. You don't grow from training, you grow from resting well. There are two types of fatigue. There's local and systemic fatigue. Local fatigue is basically when you just worked out your chest and then the next day it's sore and you can't push. That's local fatigue. Doesn't mean your back is sore, it doesn't mean you can't get a workout in, just that this part of your body is fatigued and you should rest it. Now, systemic fatigue is when your whole body is a lot of stress, and those are the days when you need to fully wind down and focus on more mobility, stretching, and just getting some steps in. This leads me back to the low impact zone 2 cardio. Not only is it great for burning fat, it's great for recovery because it keeps the body moving. Now, sleep is sacred. You should be aiming to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. is not the same as getting 8 hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Your body works in rhythm, circadian rhythm. You're gonna feel a lot more energetic and you're gonna recover a lot better if you go to bed earlier. Also, don't confuse fatigue with laziness. If you're on the couch, you're not feeling motivated to go to the gym, you gotta ask yourself, are you actually really fatigued or are you just lazy? I found out that many times I felt lazy rather than fatigued. And I said to myself, you know what? No, I just gotta go. I gotta get this session in. And as soon as I got in the gym, after 10 minutes of warming up, I get into it and I have the best workout ever. Be mindful of that. There are also other tools you can use in your recovery, saunas, cold showers, etc. But all of those things are minors. The main thing is sleep and lowering your stress levels. If those are not regulated, then your recovery, no matter how many saunas or cold showers you do, it will not be as optimized. Supplements can also help you out, and there are a few I take. I take magnesium, zinc, omega-3s, vitamin D, and that's pretty much it. Those have been scientifically proven to really help with your testosterone, with recovery. If training is the hammer, then recovery is the chisel. One without the other breaks the sculpture. A little afterword when it comes to your mindset and going in the gym and going out there to achieve your goals. Don't compare yourself to others. Maybe there's some other guys in there that have been training for years and you're just starting out. Maybe some other guys have different, muscular insertions. You're aiming to get that, but you have your own body type, your genetic phenotype, and your muscles will grow the way they're meant to grow. So you cannot compare yourself to others. That's pretty much it for this video. I mean, if it helped you out, leave a comment, like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, drop them down in a comment below. I will have a link to my website, which has my workout protocols that go into all of the theory and the depth and the personal workouts that I do to achieve what I have achieved. And that will be in the description below. So guys, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.